Evil twin attack, man-in-the-middle attack, and denial of service attack. So, i-discuss natin dito is yung mga assessment niya, kung anong meaning niya, anong gamit niya, or anong uri sila ng atake na ginagamit sa Wi-Fi, ganun, for hacking or phishing. So, what is an evil twin attack? An evil twin attack is a cybersecurity threat where an attacker sets up fake Wi-Fi access point that looks like a legitimate. For one example is coffee shop Wi-Fi or campus Wi-Fi. When users connect to it, the attacker can steal personal data, monitor online activity, or inject malware into the victim device. So, yung mga free Wi-Fi sa mga coffee shop, campus Wi-Fi, or sa mga SM is kapag ginagamit natin yun, nakikita nila or nabu-view nila yung mga data natin na pag-login sa Facebook, sa mga Google, ganun. Yung mga sinesearch natin kaya much better pa rin na isasuggest ko na data pa rin ang ginagamit natin pag lumalabas tayo. Huwag tayo magtitiwala sa mga free wifi. And the assessment is, purpose of assessment is, the main goal is to evaluate the security risk. So, isa yun para sa ating seguridad, para sa mga information natin. Impact and defense, strategies related to evil twin attacks. This includes testing how vulnerable users and systems are such as attack. So, areas of assessment is aspects is awareness. Assess how well users can identify fake Wi-Fi networks. So, dapat mapanuri tayo, and vulnerability testing, analyze how easily an attacker can set up RAG access point and deceive users. Impact analysis, examine the type and severity of the data can be stolen, password, emails, bank details. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na nadidetect nila yung mga ginagawa natin dahil nakakonect tayo sa free wifi nila. So, the detection mechanisms is evaluate existing tools like firewalls, intrusion detection system, or wireless monitoring tools. And preventive measures is assesses how encryption like WPA3, VPNs, and user education can reduce risk. Assessment methods is penetration testing, simulating an evil twin to test network defense. User simulation test, observing is user can recognize suspicious Wi-Fi names. Network audits, checking Wi-Fi configures and access point authenticity. Security policy reviews, ensuring organizational policies address wireless threats. And evaluation results, after assessment results typically show level of user vulnerability to fake Wi-Fi, effectiveness of existing network security controls, recommended improvements, stronger authentication, user training. So the conclusion is the assessment of able twin attacks helps identify weak points in wireless security and educates users about safe Wi-Fi practices. Through regular testing, updated encryption, and awareness training, organizations can greatly reduce the risk of falling victim to these attacks. So dito naman tayo sa pangalawang topic, which is the man-in-the-middle attack. A man-in-the-middle attack happens when a cybercriminal secretly interrupts and possibly alters communication between two parties like user and a website without their knowledge. The attacker sits in the middle, capturing sensitive data such as passwords, credit card number, or private messages. So, itong middle attack, kung ikaw yung user at ako yung may-ari ng website, ginagamit tayo ng hacker, which is yung data mo at yung website ko is hawak niya, and both side nagagamit niya o nakukuha niya, or nakukuha niya yung benefit na makukuha niya yung passwords natin, mga information natin na hindi dapat niya makita. Then assessment of the topic, the main goal of assessing in MITM attack is to evaluate system and user vulnerability, determine how attackers can exploit weak points in communication channels, and identify defenses that can prevent or detect these attacks. So the aspect is network security, checking if data transmitted between users and servers is encrypted, HTTPS, TLS. So familiar naman tayo siguro sa HTTPS, which is yung ginagamit natin pag nasa-search tayo sa Google, nakikita natin siya pag gumagamit tayo ng link. So maging ano tayo dun, familiarize, baka dito natin madedetect kung tama ba yung ginagamit natin or safe o hindi. And user awareness is assessing whether users can detect fake websites or warning signs like invalid SSL certificates, and vulnerability testing, simulating MITM scenarios to test how easily traffic can be intercepted. Device and application security, evaluating it. Firewalls, VPNs, and antivirus systems can block or detect MIT attempts. Policy and training, reviewing if organization train users on safe network practices and secure browsing. Evaluation results, the assessment will reveal how vulnerable communication channels are to interruption, the effectiveness of encryption and security configuration, recommendations for stronger encryption, VPN use, and user awareness programs. The conclusion is assessing man-in-the-middle attack helps organize and individuals understand how data interruption occurs and how to defend against it. Regular testing, secure protocols, HTTPS, TLS, and user education are essential to minimize the risk of MITM attacks and ensure safe digital communication. So dito tayo sa next topic, what is a DOS o DDoS attack? A denial of service DOS attack aims to make a service website or network resource unavailable to legitimate users by overwhelming it with traffic or exhausting its resources. When multiple compromised machines are used, it's called distributed DOS or DDoS. Purpose of the assessment to evaluate how resilient a system is against ability attacks, measure potential impact downtime, financial loss, reputation, find weak points in infra- infrastructure of configuration, and recommended controls to prevent, detect, and recover from DOS incidents. Areas of accesses, attack surface and entry vectors, public facing services, exposed ports, APIs, UDP, TCP, HTTP, and endpoints. Capacity and resilience, bandwidth limits, user, CPU memory, connection pools, and traffic handling and scaling, auto-scaling, load balancers, CDNUs, detection and monitoring alerts, baseline traffic patterns, anomaly detections, mitigation controls, WAF, rate limiting, traffic filtering, scrubbing, ISP, CDN support, recovery and continuity, failure labor plans, RTO, RPO, backup commons, legal and coordination, incident reporting, ISP, hosting relationships, law enforcement. Methods for assessment: stress load testing, controlled ethical to ensure saturation points, DDoS simulation in a lab environment, never against production without authorization, traffic analysis and logging review to find suspicious patterns, configuration audits for network equipment, firewalls, load balancers, penetration testing, focus on availability weaknesses, tabletop exercises to test incident response and communication. Key metrics and indicators: uptime, downtime, minutes, hours lost, response time, latency under load, error rate 5 times, and connection failures, peak throughput, request seconds, Mbps tolerated, time to detect and time to mitigate recover. Typical finding example outcomes, which is public API without rate limiting, vulnerable to request floods, single region deployment causes service outage when bandwidth saturated, monitoring lacks baseline to detection is slow, no ISP DDoS scrubbing agreement, long recovery time. Recommended mitigations: preventive use CDN and DDoS protection service, rate limiting API, truthless, minimal exposed services through authentication, detect baseline traffic, SIEM plus flow monitoring, net flow or flow alerting to spikes, mitigate black holing and sinkholing for large volumetric attacks, WAF for application layer attacks, traffic scrubbing providers, geo IP blocking when appropriate. resilience auto-scaling, multi-region deployment, redundant DNS connection limits, response indecent, playbook communication templates, contact list for ISP and provider legal forensics plan. Ethical and legal notes. Always perform stress tests and simulation with explicit and authorization coordinates with ISPs and use lab environments to avoid collateral damage and to other networks. Reporting checklist. So what to include in your assessment report? So scope and authorization, attack types and simulated and tools used, baseline metrics and test results, vulnerabilities discovered and severity, impact estimation, uptime cost, mitigation recommendation and prioritized action plan, recovery and follow-up testing plan. So, yun lang po and sana alam natin kung ano yung mga difference ng mga tatlong attacks na yun and paano tayo mag-iingat, paano natin magsosolusyonan and that's all for this video and thank you for watching.